Hey, Leily, how's it going?
It's going well. How are you guys?
We're doing well. We're excited to have you as one of our first founder features, actually, to talk about honestly real talk on fundraising journey. What's it look like these days? What's going down like in the actual founder world? We hear a lot from investors about it, but I don't think we're like really listening to founders. So super grateful to have you here, and we can just kick off if you can share a little bit about yourself, what you're building, and why you're building it. Love to hear.
Yeah, so my name is Leily Moazami. I'm a co-founder here at Zombie. So I have a sales background. I've always done sales in my career. And basically, I started talking to one of my old colleagues, the co-founder and CEO of the company, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm working on this project. Love to get your thoughts, things of that nature." And it really spoke to me, and I was like, "I want to join in on this." So basically, we're creating a marketplace where you can buy and sell introductions. In sales and marketing, the biggest and highest cost is generating that top of funnel leads. Um, you either do LinkedIn campaigns, Google ads. You have SDRs going out, emailing thousands of people, no guarantee of a response. You're spending all that money on those tools, and it takes a month, 6 weeks just to even generate one response from those thousands of emails that you send. So it's like kind of like a lot of like spamming and luck, timing, things of that nature in order to get a response. So we figured, you know what? Why not create a marketplace where you can basically put out a bounty for who you're looking to chat to and have your extended network ultimately make that connection for you in front of the people you're looking to chat to, right? So as we've done this for so many years, the rate of return on these cold outbounding has also like diminished. Like I used to be able to send 800 emails and get the quota I'm needing to hit. Now it's like 3,000 emails a month, right? You're going to make the amount of people you need to reach out to also become obsolete very quickly, and it's just constant like, you know, hustling people. So we thought, why not create this tool so you can go ahead and get in front of the people you want to chat to. And it solves a lot of problems, not just for sales and marketing, whether it's like wanting investments, product feedback, recruiting, X, Y, and Z, even real estate. There's use cases across any sort of industry. You want to be connected to people in order to grow your business. So, and if you can't get a hold of them, why not have your network be put to work in order to make that connection for you?
That's awesome. I have a couple of friends who do sales, and this is exactly what they tell me. Like I just hit send on 500 emails. Hope there were no typos. Like that's just like the name of the game. So very
Yeah.
cool to see that
And
you're, and as someone who's like felt the problem building it.
yeah, it's our team is like basically people who have dealt with this problem, or a bunch of salespeople. It is the biggest struggle, and that's why a lot of sales teams split it up. That you have an SDR that primarily focuses on just generating these leads, and then like an account executive that falls on just like talking to the people that are interested, because it's like a lot of work. You spend hours of your day prospecting, writing these emails, customizing them, uploading them, all these little fine details that become tedious, you have to constantly do. And it's a lot of work. So if you can, make that process cheaper, easier, and faster, why not?
Definitely, definitely. Where are you and your team today in building this product and deploying it?
Yeah, so will have our MVP live in about 2 weeks' time. We've had a beta out that we've tested and things of that nature, and we've gotten some handful of like users to go ahead and try it out that we know, like friends and family at companies, and we're getting feedback and iterating, and then we'll have the live MVP in about 2 weeks.
Congrats. That's so exciting. That's when we basically go live too. So we're on the same schedule. How has it been? Are you raising funds? Are you hoping to raise funds? Have you tried before? Tell us about your fundraising journey.
So we've been trying to raise funds now for about a month or two, and to be honest, the journey has been hard. They currently say in today's, VC world, there's a lot more money than there is founders that they want to invest in, but we're not seeing that problem. And the thing that we see the most is that it's hard to get in front of investors. Done a bunch of cold outreach. We've applied the sales methodology to it, and it just doesn't really work with VCs, unfortunately. It's all about that warm intro, which I even tell them in the email, like hopefully one day Zombie will be off the ground. I'll get a warm intro to you rather than me cold emailing. But it hasn't, it's been hard. Been really working my network in ways I've never worked it before in order to get in front of VCs. And then it makes me wonder, like, how is it that people, like, if they're, don't have any sort of network, like you're in Africa or you are in, a random small town in America, like you don't have a network of investors, right? It's hard. You could be inventing the time machine and no one's going to see the light of day before because these VCs just don't want to respond to your emails, or you just don't know anyone. But it's hard. So we've been chatting to a handful of people. There is interest, but in order to fill the round, you need to talk to a handful of people in order to do that, and it's not easy. We've just found it's been a very, like, you have to just know. It's all about who you know, as they say. And it's also a problem we're trying to solve. So it's interesting.
Follow-up question on that. Did you, when you were initially reaching out to these VCs, did you deploy the same strategy you do with sales, where you emailed a ton of them at the same time? How
Yeah.
did you go about that?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what we did. Just applied, personalizing those emails specifically to the individual, following up with them and sending out emails, and tracking them, seeing that they all open them, but we don't getting a response. It's painful. But, and the thing is, in the VC world, there's only so many compared to like heads of marketing or heads of engineering that you want to reach out to in sales. So there's endless amount. Whereas VC, there's also still limited amount of people that you can even reach out to. But we've been applying it and trying, still trying.
Just to back up a little bit, when in your startup's journey did you decide you needed to raise funding or that you wanted to raise funding?
Yeah, I mean, from the beginning, we knew we had to do it at some point. We figured once it goes live so that we could actually hire, scale, market this thing and take it to market, we're going to need money to bring on people. And that's why we want to fundraise in order to be able to scale, push this thing hard, get as many users on it as possible, get as many companies to sign up, and X, Y, and Z. So that's why we need money. So you can use these tools and use, bring on the best talent to do so.
How do you try to communicate that in like an initial cold intro? Or do
So I
you
don't
even try to
necessarily,
include that?
we don't include that. I mean, just like, I'm working on this project. This is what we're like, the project is, and we would love to be able to chat with you and see if we can work together. Try and get them interested on the idea. I mean, obviously they know that you need money for expansion and things of that nature, just like everyone else. So that's what we're primarily focused on.
Gotcha. And have you tried submitting, like pitching yourself on one of those like forms that investors have on their own website, like pitch to us, and then
Yes.
a bunch of information? How does that work?
Never heard back.
Okay.
Yeah, where they ask you like 100 questions and then they ask you to upload documents and files and things. We've done it all. Yeah, and you put in a lot of time to upload this information and think about the questions and responses, and yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't lead anywhere, for, I think, like most people.
Yeah, no, that's definitely tough. And that, I think one of the nicer things in the industry is everyone is trying to open up their pipeline and trying to get more inbound so that they would meet founders that they normally wouldn't otherwise through their network. But at the same time, it probably burdens founders a little bit because now you have to do that like 6 different times,
Yeah,
more depending on the target number.
I think that VCs need to start also hiring salespeople in order to vet through a lot of these opportunities.
Yeah, we should emphasize that. Hey, VCs hire salespeople or vetters,
Yeah,
analysts. I guess that's what some of us do. Um,
yeah, and I know analysts also have like a lot of other work, like they're, and the thing is, like, when you talk to this many people, like, I mean, it's so many hours in your day, right? Like, you get 10 of these a week. That's, could be potentially 10 hours of your week versus to do due diligence or market research or things of that nature as an analyst. So they may need to start hiring people just to vet through these opportunities. I actually used to work at a company called Conversica that used to do basically use AI to follow up with every single lead coming in through
Oh,
your yeah. So like a company like I helped bring on Oracle for them, one of their I think biggest clients today. But Oracle has more leads than it does like people, right? So they automated it, and then you just need. And the thing is, some of our customers like they would pass up on opportunities because someone came in as a lead with like their Yahoo email versus their work email, and it was like a C-level executive. But you as an individual won't necessarily follow up. You just think it's nobody, but you never know like what's in your inbox essentially. Like you don't know what opportunity you're missing out on, and that's applied also I think here. Like, and we used to tell that still to like you just don't know what's it like. You don't want to lose any sort of opportunity in your pipeline. You want to follow up with every single one, and I think VCs also need to apply that too because they don't know what they're going to be passing on.
as a founder, would you prefer to get like a pass versus like not having an answer and then being able to follow up? Or would you rather them just like respond and say no? Or like, how do you interpret a no answer? I guess is the question.
When they don't respond, but it's not necessarily fully a no. I cold outreach one partner at a fund, didn't even open my email, and then like one of the like principals actually reached out to my CEO from that same fund. I guess they just didn't communicate, right? So I think unless they tell you a proper no, we're not interested, you can keep going. I mean, that's the same also applied in sales. Like you basically just keep going till you hear go away or no or whatever it may be, and then find someone else.
Yeah, this is so helpful to hear. I think like every VC needs to listen to this conversation and just take one thing away. And maybe if everyone took one thing away, like the entire process would for now be way more transparent.
Yeah.
Counters.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. And if they have a lot of money to deploy, there's founders out there that need them. I'm sure there's so many missed opportunities. They just need to either respond to more emails, take more calls, or hire betters or whatever they want to be called in order to, optimize their deal flow and pipeline.
This is super helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any, are there any resources that have been helpful to you as a founder who's fundraising?
Honestly, as of now, I have not found anything that's been like the closest I've come across is like what you guys are doing at Close Round, to be able to connect founders and investors, but otherwise, no.
Sweet. Well, we're excited to have you on the platform and try it out and hopefully get relevant, accurate leads and set up meetings. So we'll be following up on that with you one-on-one. But yeah, any other advice or anything you want to share about your own round and what you're hoping to raise and what type of investors you're looking to meet? Those were 3 different questions.
Yeah, open currently to angel investors and early stage investors. We're kind of doing like our first safe round, ideally looking to close 2 million to last us, 18 months and be able to hire, build out more function, like an enterprise version of our product and get it off the ground and hopefully, make the company money, make their investors money and get things up and running. And we think we're solving a great pain point as well as creating a kind of like a creator economy where like you can make money just making an introduction for people versus, it's another like DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, or whatever you want to call it. And then with the rise of like big cloud and other platforms, people want to make money online and find side hustles. So that's what we also want to help people to, be able to do that. You can make as much as you would driving Uber all day long and like setting one meeting, right?
Yeah.
Could be really, helpful for a lot of people to make more money, be able to live their life, better their lives and whatever it may be, as well as helping other people connect and grow their businesses. So I think it's kind of like a win-win for all.
The gig economy for intros.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. Well, thank you so much, Leily, for your time. There are a couple of resources that are out there. I know you mentioned you haven't been able to find any, but I'm going to connect with you offline and send you a bunch before we even launch, because I think, why not get started 2 weeks ahead of time? There are a lot of friends in the industry and community that are working really hard to solve all of the pain points that you mentioned. So definitely want to share those existing ones with you too. But yeah, Abby, do you have any last questions?
No, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for wanting to chat. I'm happy someone wants to hear my story.
We do. We always do. And I'm hoping that other founders who might be in the same box struggling, like, know that it's such an isolating journey sometimes, and we're all in this together and all trying to just uplift one another
Yeah.
together. And you being able to share this, like, it is going to make a difference. And I am just super grateful. So thank you.
I'm glad. And if anyone ever wants to reach out to me, feel free. I'm happy to help because I get it. So I'm available as a resource to anyone who wants to reach out.
Sweet. Thank you. And if anyone wants to contact you, aka investors and angel investors, can they email?
Yeah, my email is Leily, Leily @zombie.app.
Awesome. And on that note, we will rock on. Thank you so much, Leily, and have a great rest of your day, everyone.
Thank you.